Hey everyone, it's your friend Think Noodles, and welcome to Ask Think for Monday, February 9th, 2015. And if you guys clicked on this video, you probably already noticed a brand new thumbnail. And the thumbnail is from Ogun Matranga, and he draws a ton of art. And he's got a golden noodle on the noodle tree, and he's drawn me a few images of myself that he wanted for Ask Think. And I always like to feature fans' art because the previous one was from Mr. Sandman 98. But I like to do that for my Ask Think thumbnails to sort of feature you guys, because kind of that's what Ask Think is about. I mean, obviously, it's me answering your questions, but a lot of it is about you guys interacting with you. So I love to feature your thumbnails. And so Ogun is the next thumbnail for quite some time. Now, last week, I asked you guys a question, and it was, what is your favorite cereal and why? And the first two talked about Weetabix, and I don't even think I've ever had it. One likes chocolate Weetabix, the other one, regular Weetabix with honey. Katrina Lambert said her favorite cereal would have to be Raisin Bran, and yes, she knows it's an old person's cereal, but do not judge. It's her favorite because when she was little, it was all she would ever eat for breakfast because she thought the raisins needed to be rescued from the bran flakes because, you know, I think the part that gives it the old person vibe is the bran. And I'd hate to further strengthen that point for you, but I like it. And I'm old, so it is kind of an old person cereal. But I must say, I like it the best with really, really cold milk. If the milk isn't really, really cold, it doesn't make it as good. And I don't know why, but it makes a huge difference for me. And it's only that cereal that the temperature of the milk makes a difference. Widger says that she likes all cereal, even the healthy stuff. They're all yummy, make her feel good. But even though she'd grown a bad habit since she was 4 at her babysitter's house of putting sugar on her Cheerios. Now, I know this is a common thing because I know that I remember my cousin used to say he liked cornflakes. And I was like, oh, I like cornflakes. And I saw him take the cornflakes, pour the box, and then go over to a bowl of sugar and dump like 4 teaspoons of sugar onto the cornflakes. And I was like, dude, that's not really cornflakes. It's kind of frosted flakes, but whatever. Rainbow Star 140 said her favorite cereal is Special K Red Berries because she finds it's crunchy, great in rice, strawberries, very delicious. Special K. That's the Homer version of that, but I do like the Special K Red Berries, and it's interesting because this you would think that Special K, the regular cereal, and Special K Red Berries, the flakes would taste the same, but they don't. They're a lot sweeter. The Special K, just the flakes by itself, is almost like Rice Krispies in flake form. The Double Gamer says, I don't like cereal, but why does he never include my comments? Did he block me? I don't know if I've ever said anything offensive, or is it YouTube that deletes my comments? No, it's just that you don't like cereal. No, I'm kidding. No, usually what happens, and it didn't happen to this one because there were replies to it, is YouTube deletes a lot of the comments. They just disappear. The only ones that really are sure to stick around is if your comment is liked or replied to. Either of those will usually make sure that the comment does not disappear. CCKT says, cupcakes. Wait, that isn't a cereal, but it's better. And, you know, it's funny because that's what I had for breakfast this morning. We went out walking around the city, and one of our friends had a birthday yesterday, so we stopped by Magnolia to pick up some cupcakes, and we bought 2 for ourselves. But we weren't hungry yesterday when we got home, so we both had cupcakes this morning. My wife had it was vanilla cake with chocolate, that's her favorite, and I had red velvet. Rock Pup says that their favorite cereal is Cookie Crisp because they taste like cookies. And absolutely true. Chocolate chip cookies for breakfast. Almost can't beat that. Gisela Chikaisa says her favorite cereal is Fruity Pebbles because they are very fruity. And I love Fruity Pebbles, and I'm surprised this one wasn't that popular. I remember the first time I ever had it, I don't know how old I was. Well, I guess I was 9 years old when I had it the first time. And I was visiting some cousins, and they had it. And I never got any of the sugary cereals. So when I had that the first time, I was like, running around the house like a chicken with my head cut off. But it was awesome. Foxy the Fox says, my favorite cereal is, Mom, what's my favorite cereal? Oh, it's Fruit Loops. Okay, Mom. Back to the question. My favorite cereal is Fruit Loops. The way I spelled fruit is intentional. And why do you ask? Because they're Fruit Loops. Don't ask why. No questions needed. By the way, don't call me Foxy the Fox because I'm waiting to change it. So call me Kawaii Potatoes. The next few people actually surprised me with choosing Honey Nut Cheerios because Honey Nut Cheerios, well, at least with their recent advertising campaigns, is mostly, it's less about the bee and more about like heart healthy, which you would think they're targeting adults. But yeah, a lot of you guys liked that. Then a bunch of you said that they liked Captain Crunch, and I like Captain Crunch too, but there's one problem I have with Captain Crunch, and when you eat it like right as you pour the milk on top of it, I always like cut the top of my mouth here. You know what I'm talking about? Like the top of your mouth, like right behind your front teeth. After I eat Captain Crunch, it's like raw up there. Do you guys know what I mean? It's like it scrapes the top of your mouth because the cereal is so, I don't know. But it happens to me. The next few people said that their favorite cereal is Lucky Charms, and no one likes Lucky Charms for the charms, I guess. They love it for the marshmallows, but I guess the marshmallows are the charms. I don't know. The part that people love is the marshmallows, and the other part is just you put up with it because of the marshmallows. And I say that, but I think if it was an all marshmallow cereal, I don't think it'd be as good. The next couple of people liked just plain old Cheerios, which, you know, you'd be surprised. I mean, you'd think like it's such a basic cereal, but it actually is pretty good. Now, the most popular choice by a slim margin was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And some people said for the flavor, and other people said for the sugar. And it is quite the sugary cereal. Now, Mr. Sandman 98 has a really interesting idea that I am definitely trying sometime, and it's taking mini Oreos. So don't judge me, I eat them as cereal every once in a while. It's like having Oreos and milk, but you eat them as cereal, you have to try it, and I'm totally trying that, because the mini Oreos are, I mean, they're like, I mean, I guess they're a little bit bigger than, like a Frosted Flake or something like that. They're obviously thicker, but I mean, you know, it is kind of like maybe even, what do you call it? Like a Cookie Crunch, you know? I'm going to try that. Definitely. That's awesome. Alina Zhang says their favorite cereal is normal cereal, which I don't really know what this is, but I love the story. Because when I was little, I didn't want to eat the normal cereals, and I opened my mouth to sneeze. My mom started slowly putting the spoon into my mouth, and I opened my mouth bigger and bigger until achoo! And I sneezed and blew soggy cereal all over her face. What an amazing memory. Ender Dragon Eli says chips, because in the end there's no cereal, only the MLG meal, which is Doritos and Mountain Dew. Following through with the Ender Dragon username there. I like it. Mian Pegasus says her favorite cereal is Sugaries with a side of sugar crystal sprinkled on some powdered sugar and pixie dust. That's more or less what I eat as cereal. Why? Because, well, herd of sugar and adrenaline and explosions? Mornings. Gigi Tacos says her favorite cereal would be Taco Bites. I eat it dry or with sour cream. Eating it with milk is gross. Should really try this. Sell at my stores. Gigi's Locos Tacos. With a big name Taco Master, and yeah, I can imagine taco flavored anything and milk. Ugh. The Waffle Man 42 says, my favorite, well, first of all, waffles are his favorite breakfast food, but my favorite cereal is the kind I eat. I really like the cereal I eat because it's the cereal that I eat. The cereal I eat is very delicious because of it being the cereal that I eat. Now I want to eat the cereal I eat. That stuff is great. It's an amazing cereal, and I eat it. Deal with it. And look at all those likes, my goodness. Emma kindly says, my favorite cereal is Life, because it is life. In other words, I eat people's souls for breakfast. I am a hollow gas, a soul-eating monster. Wow. I never really thought of life cereal like that. But let's get on to something a little bit more happy, which is my choice. And nobody put this in the comments, and I don't know why, because it is delicious and you guys have to try it. Chocolate Toast Crunch. It's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch except chocolate, obviously. But and I've never had chocolate toast before. I've had cinnamon toast before, like, on bread and stuff, but never had chocolate toast before. But Chocolate Toast Crunch is so good, and my wife agrees. So it's not just me. I think it's kind of new, but you guys totally have to try it. Gabrielle Fries asks us next week's question, and it is, what do you usually do on a road trip when you're bored? So go ahead and put that in the comments below. Now, before we get to the questions for me, don't forget to put your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. And if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now on to the questions, and the first one comes to us from Kirby64 Emeralds, and it says, Think! I just got the Thinks Lab Resource Pack, and I want a one-eyed minion so I can have Kevin and Dave, and I can't find one. How did you get one? Thanks. Noodle on. And yeah, I really didn't think about that when I released the Thinks Lab Resource Pack, because I'm so used to putting them in myself, and I use the custom NPCs mod a lot, but also actually for Kevin and Dave, I hardly ever summon them. But, you guys are playing in vanilla Minecraft, usually not modded, so you don't have custom NPCs. So the way that you do it, and I'll put the command on screen right now, you have to summon villager number 5, which is a special villager that doesn't necessarily exist. Well, it doesn't come in normal spawn eggs or anything, so that's why I made that Kevin and Dave. So you have to do /summon, and then you have to do villager, and then ~, which is your current location, and then in curly brackets, profession :5. And you guys can see that on screen right now. 1999 Blue says, what was your favorite 2015 Super Bowl commercial? And I had a couple. One was the puppy commercial, the Budweiser puppy commercial, because the puppy is so cute. And then I would guess the funniest commercial that I really liked was the Clash of Clans commercial with Liam Neeson. And it's not because I play Clash. I mean, it is partially because I understood it. And I know that feeling, by the way, the revenge. But but I just loved how tough he was, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna rip out your soul. And then and then the guy calls him Liam instead of Liam. It's Liam. It's just awesome. Piggy Fan at 12 says, hey, have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese's? They have an amazing pizza. You should go if you haven't. Of course I have. I used to love to go when I was younger, and I've gone, well, it's been quite a while. We used to take my wife's little cousin, but last night I went to Dave & Buster's, which is kind of like Chuck E. Cheese's, but without the pizza and the weird animatronic. Well, do they still do that at Chuck E. Cheese's where they have the animatronic ones on stage? I don't even remember if they do that now. I mean, it's kind of where the idea for Five Nights at Freddy's came. But yeah, no, we were at Dave & Buster's last night with some friends. Crystal Pretty Wing says, oh, my Noodle King, Think, are you excited for Jurassic World in June? I am so happy. I am, and I didn't think I would be. When they announced it, I was like, are you kidding me? Another Jurassic Park? The last one was, but this one looks amazing, and I love Chris Pratt, so I think it's gonna be really, really good. Owl Lover, or Brooke, says, did you watch the Grammys last night? No, I didn't. I watched The Walking Dead, because I love that show. I was really surprised by this one. I did not expect 2 in a row, kind of like that. And for those of you guys who haven't watched, not trying to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say it. But no, I don't really get, well, it's not that I don't get it. It's just, I'm not really very excited by awards shows. Any awards shows. The Grammys, the Academy Awards, the Emmys. I don't really watch them. Rock Pup asks, have you ever gone skiing before? And if you have, what was it like? Yes, I have. I think I'm a pretty good skier. My wife's a really, really, really good skier. She taught me how to ski. So when I first started skiing, I mean, she skied circles around me, literally. Probably still can, but she's an amazing skier. But yeah, no, I've skied a lot. It's really, really fun. It is discouraging in the beginning especially if the person that you normally ski with is really good and you're really bad, but you can pick it up pretty quickly. Never Trust an Atom asks, what's the first thing that comes in your mind when you hear the name Mateo? That I really prefer electrons over atoms. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. No, actually, truthfully, when I think Mateo, and I know it's your name, but it makes me think of the word San, and that's because I used to live in the Bay Area, and San Mateo is the name of a city, or I guess it's a city or a town there, and also the name of a bridge. Mia Crow asks, hi, I think all the boys in my school keep saying that girls have no muscles and are super bad at sports. They're also saying that girls shouldn't even be alive. Wow, that is awful. That's terrible, and that's absolutely not true. Obviously, in some sports, men have an advantage, a genetic advantage. But that doesn't mean that you guys are bad at sports and you don't have muscles, because there are some girls out there and that can really that could probably beat them up, and that's not true at all. And I saw this video, or I'm not really sure where I saw it, but it had to do with maybe it was a commercial. I'm not sure, but it had to do with when you ask a teen or even an adult, show me how you would throw like a girl, right? Or how you run like a girl, and it shows the boy or even a woman. It shows them like just this little like they can't throw, or if they run like a girl, they just like they throw their arms in the air, and But if you ask a young girl, maybe a 6-year-old, throw like a girl, and the girl throws as hard as she can, or run as fast as run like a girl, and she runs as hard as she can. Or even if you ask them at that young age, what does it mean to run like a girl? And the girl would say, to run as fast as you can. And there's at some point where in adolescence, I think it is, that when you say to run like a girl or throw like a girl, do something like a girl, it becomes an insult, rather than at a young age when you are a young girl, it means something different, and it's trying to change gender roles, and I thought it was a really powerful message. Avigna S asks, think will you make a special 100th episode of Think Slab is coming really soon? Probably not. I think I talked about this in Think Thursday, but there's no real numbers on Think Slab episodes, really aren't. And they're really not a serial in that, episode 100 and 101, you really have to follow those in order or anything like that to know what's going on in the series. A little bit, but not much. So celebrating a year of Think Slab is way different. That's a time period. I won't celebrate episode 100, but there will be a special episode for March 1st. And if you guys look back, you'll know why. But otherwise, no special celebration for episode 100. Renee Tom says, here's a question. If you were to live in a house with the same color walls all around the house for the rest of your life, what would it be? What's your favorite color? Well, first of all, my favorite color is navy blue, and I would not paint my walls navy blue because it would make every room seem small and dark. You know what if I had to make it all the same color, I think it would be like a light blue. It's kind of like a neutral, cooling, calming color, like a really, really light blue, like baby bluish. I know it's not very boyish, but I think it would be a calming effect, and it would also make everything seem more open. Derpy Phoenix says, hey, think I got a new phone. It's a Samsung's Galaxy S3, and I really want an iPhone, but my parents won't let me. Do you think Apple's better, and in what ways? Well, I don't think it's better or worse. I mean, that's my personal choice because I have all Apple computers and things, and it all syncs together. So that's why. But, I think that the Galaxy S3 is a great phone, and the Android operating system is a good operating system. Sid Plays Minecraft asks, have you ever accidentally walked into the ladies' room? Yeah. I mean, not in the last 20 years, but when I was younger, sure. When I was a little kid, I would just not really pay attention. I didn't want to look all the way up like this to see the sign. So I would just, assume that it was the men's bathroom for whatever reason and walk into the wrong one. Yes, I've done it a few times. Arif Kramer asks, just out of curiosity, I know this is your job. Do you ever get bored of it? No, never get bored of it. There are times where I get stressed about it, about having to get a video done by a certain time or a certain day, or YouTube's not processing videos on time and my video is going up late. Those sorts of things I do get stressed out about. And I know they're tiny little things, but when you're a YouTuber and this is your job, the littlest things annoy you like you can't believe and really stress you out. But no, I never get bored. Sour Pickle Jar asks, have you been to the gym yet? I'm helping you and holding you accountable. No, I haven't, but my wife and I are going together on Wednesday. We're going to go to a yoga class because I need it for flexibility. Sitting in a chair all day playing video games and editing videos really is not good for your shoulders and neck. Costas asks, how many comments do you get in a day? It depends on the day. I mean, obviously on Thinks Labs, so Wednesdays and Saturdays, there's a spike in comments. But I would say on an average day, it's between 1,500 and 2,000 comments across all my videos. Jules Gems asks, my question to you is, have you ever had an audition for something that you're really nervous about and then have it turn out fine? I've really not done many auditions for really anything at all. But yes, I have made videos that I wasn't sure about many times and not really sure how it's going to go over and really nervous about it. And 9 times out of 10, they go off without a hitch and do really well. Alyssa Galindo asks, was your asthma sort of inherited in your family or was it out of nowhere? Actually, it's out of nowhere. No one in my family, at least my immediate family, my parents or my sister, have asthma. I'm the only one. Nova Cat says, I know you're left-handed. Left-handed people are cool, but do you ever use your right hand for anything? Because when I try writing with my left hand, it turns out like a kindergartner's handwriting, and Shino12344ization is right. I do use a right hand for my mouse. Now, other things, I play sports right-handed, I throw right-handed, I kick right-footed, I bat right-handed. I use scissors right-handed because there were no left-handed scissors when I was a kid, so that's how I learned. I cut with a knife left-handed. I noticed that the other day because I saw my wife cutting. I was like, that's so weird that you cut right-handed, but she's right-handed, so it's not that weird. Dampy MC says, I noticed you post a Thinks Lab short this week. Will you do more in the future, or is that the only one? I'll probably do more in the future. It did really well, and I think it was a great way for me to draw attention to my collaboration with Dan. Marley53113 on CP. Oops. Minus the CP. I'm so used to saying that. Will you do a series on Turbo Dismount? It's a really cool game. Yeah, I probably will. With the extreme racing video, that was a very common suggestion that people wanted to see me play. I think it's because it's similar. So yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun crashing that car. So Turbo Dismount is all about crashing. So yeah, I probably will. Dakota Young asks, how do you get so much gold in your Clash of Clans series? And if you watch the most recent episode, I keep trying to teach people this, and I don't know, maybe they don't listen to me in the video, or I don't know. It's just, there's always an assumption that I'm doing something different or something, I don't know, hacking or something, some people say. But yeah, no, what I do is I just raid. Collectors and gold mines, well, obviously gold mines for gold. Gold mines produce gold, but really not to the degree that you can earn it by looting and raiding. Marley53113 asks, what's your favorite thing to do in Clash of Clans? And my favorite thing to do is raiding. I love going through and seeing bases, and then you get that one base where you're like, oh, yes. And then you go in and hopefully collect most of the loot. Avigna S says, what's your second favorite attack strategy on Clash of Clans? I tried your all barbarian strategy and I failed it 12 times. Well, the all barbarian thing, it's really a bit tough because barbarians are just mindless. And you really, they do the dumbest things sometimes. But, the barbarian strategy is really about collecting the loot and not necessarily about even getting 1 star. Although usually I do get 1 star, so I don't fail. You do fail sometimes, but as long as you get the loot, it's okay. I guess my second favorite strategy for raiding, and I'm using it more lately, and you guys well, I don't know if this is going to be all Clash of Clans because this video is getting really long, but if you guys can see, I'm using barbarians and archers now for the raids because the barbarians don't train so fast. Joe Mulkey asks, why does Poptropica not let the characters to speak to where you can hear that only in speech bubbles? Well, they just don't have the voice acting, but you know, it's funny. You might mention that, you know, they don't have the characters speak, but if you remember when Poptropica was first made, if you look at the older islands, there's no sound at all, not any music in the background, not even interactions. Danielle Beta says, it's about time Poptropica made an island. Is in 1,000,000,003 parts. I mean, yeah, I guess the 60-part islands were so-so, but I like when you can play it only one piece. Was I the only one that felt that way? Apparently not. So on Friday, I met with the president of Poptropica, and that is not Jeff Kinney, guys. Jeff Kinney is the creative part of it, you know, the writer behind the islands and things like that. So the president is not Jeff Kinney. However, I did meet with him, and it does turn out you're not the only one that felt that way, because Poptropica's once they finish off Poptropicon and the Arabian Nights, they are going to go back to single part full islands. They're not going to be splitting them up anymore. So apparently you aren't the only one, and people would prefer to have the full islands. Gunro asks, hey Vink, how do you and Dan get a skin for Kopi and Grim Noodle on? I can't speak for Dan, but for me, I mean, it's just you take the dog texture, the standard dog texture, and you can find it in your Minecraft folder, and then you just edit it. And you have to, it's a little bit harder than editing a normal skin because the model is different and you're used to a regular, you know, human or player skin. But yeah, you just edit it yourself and change the colors and the shapes and things like that. The Sidsack team says, Think, I know you call Noodle Planet Survival as vanilla, but don't you realize you've installed Optifine mod and it doesn't become 100% vanilla? And Sheena says because of custom skies, it also isn't. Well, those two are related. The custom skies isn't a mod, it is part, well, actually it's a resource pack, and those skies are part of the custom skies tick box, I guess, in Optifine. Now, I do say it is vanilla because I run it on a server, and the server, even Realms, I can use it on, is 100% vanilla. It uses the vanilla Minecraft jar. So it is vanilla, but Optifine is sort of an add-on that I added to it, but it's not, I mean, I guess on the client side, it isn't, you know, Minecraft 1.8.1, it is Optifine 1.8.1, but the server is a vanilla jar, and that is where the Noodle Planet runs. So technically it is still vanilla because, I mean, at Optifine, I mean, really, it's visual only, just like adding a resource pack. Lucas asks, would you ever do a vanilla mod in Things Lab? Of course I would. I mean, they use command blocks and stuff to do the same thing, but definitely would because, you know, Things Lab is about just doing cool stuff in Minecraft, and it doesn't matter if it's a regular, you know, Forge mod. A vanilla mod would work as well. The thing is that most of the time, I put multiple mods together and most mods still are in 1.7.10, and nearly all of the vanilla mods are in 1.8. Aaron Northen asks, what are those things on your hands on your Minecraft avatar? And those are just fingerless gloves. Zippy Zam asks, how do you type player names so fast in Minecraft chat? And the cool thing about Minecraft chat is that it has an autocomplete, so if you type the first few letters of someone's username and then press tab, it'll autofill that for you. Faye Has asks, Think, do your outro like Inspector Brown with toughness, please. Okay, I'll give it a try. Alright guys, wait, no. Alright guys, that's it for this Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, you better noodle on. Bye guys.